Hey, welcome back. This is the Part-Time Players Podcast, episode 50.
That was
nice.
So smooth.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
We can't say we're not.
We haven't rehearsed that six times behind the scenes, by the way.
Wow, beautiful.
Lovely. Anyway, this is a video game podcast where four pals, three this week, discuss their favorite video game topics and news. My name is Reese. I am joined by Brad Seeley. How you doing today, mate?
Yeah, good, thanks. Episode 50.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're here. I just want to thank everyone for supporting us.
Beautiful.
Yep. I know our two listeners have stuck through us for the entire year. Yeah. We're really happy. Thank you.
Our listener. Thanks, listener.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Appreciate it.
We do this for you.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. And obviously, we're also joined by Ash. How are you doing today, mate?
Hello. I'm very good. Thank you very much.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, we've got an action-packed week of news. Obviously, E3's happened this week, so we've got a little bit of rundown of that. Also going to talk about PlayStation, Xbox, Ubisoft, Summer Game Fest, and also Battlefield reveal trailer, our thoughts and stuff. And also, obviously, I've been playing Ratchet Clank, so it's got to be my review impressions. And I think the guys have got some questions as well for me. So, it should be a good show, episode 50. So if you want to watch the show, obviously just search Part-Time Players Pod on YouTube or Part-Time Players Podcast in any podcast platform. Please like and subscribe to the podcast. We really appreciate it. Like we said, those two listeners have stuck with us for the entire year. So thank you. And so we post on Mondays. So it's great as Brad's adjusting his camera, which is not distracting at all. Cool. How's our week been, guys? Anyway, good?
It's
very good.
It's been good. I'm kind of slowly recovering.
Oh, Brad's gone.
He's frozen. Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
50th episode, and Brad couldn't be bothered to turn up.
No.
Yeah, Brad's off gallivanting. Yeah, he's not around this week. Maybe next week.
He's gone down south, isn't he?
Yeah, he heard the Traveller was going to turn up in Oxford, so he was like, this big moon. I need to see this for myself. So, yeah.
I say it's down south. That's still up north for me, Oxford. So.
Where is he? Oxford?
Yeah, Oxford.
You're Northerner?
Yep.
Are you Northerners?
Yep. Yeah, Midlands. The Midlands. North. Yeah, so he's visiting family, I believe, now where restrictions are gone, kind of, with COVID. So, nice. Yeah, cool. Yeah, hopefully he comes back and returns soon. So should we kick off the news this week?
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah. So the first news story was not really a news story. Oh. It's more of a topic discussion. I know it's false advertisement, fake news. It's about the console war or race discussion, really. And I wanted to have a discussion about where you reckon it's going to go. Is Sony going to stay ahead of the race, or is Xbox going to catch up? Just because obviously we've seen Sony in recent weeks make some interesting business decisions at maybe the cost of their games, in terms of obviously putting things on cross platforms, on PS4, etc. And obviously we've got later today, we've got to stress, I know this is going to be aired on Monday. We are recording this on Sunday morning, so we haven't seen the Xbox conference yet. So there might be a lot shown there, or it might be very disappointing. We actually don't know yet. So
I'm going to go for disappointing.
Do you think? I think it's going to be very good. And
I'm going to go for exciting.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good. And that is why I feel like Sony, for the first time in maybe 5 years, Xbox could overtake them in the next couple of years.
I think Xbox haven't got a choice at the moment. They have to make it exciting because I was looking up Xboxes just before they started, seeing if I could get my hands on one. And it does make you laugh because on all the boxes and all that, it just shows Master Chief. It's like, you can't get that yet. Can't get that. That game's like, the advertisement. Yeah,
what's the supply issue like? You can't get it.
What, even the S? I didn't check the S.
The S is available.
I checked on Argos Curry's game Xbox.
Yeah, I believe the S is available. And this week we've actually got a website called Finbold, which is a financial website, and they actually got some projections of where they are in terms of sales, like both Xbox and PlayStation, which we haven't seen so far this gen. So PS5 is apparently roughly on 8.7 million units sold, and Xbox One/X, they're including both of them, is at 5.1 million. So PlayStation is quite far ahead in terms of units sold at the moment, which I think is just off the back of PS4 success, and obviously people just want to jump into PS5. I can see that gap in the next couple of years in terms of like Game Pass, and I think they've probably maybe sandbagged. Well, I'm hoping for Xbox players and fans that they've actually sandbagged a lot of their games, because what games to come out on Xbox One? Like they seem to be like holding them for the series consoles. Obviously, we've got Halo coming up. They've got a lot of studios that they've either purchased or built, and they're bringing back a lot of franchises. There's a lot of exciting stuff for Xbox fans. So all they're probably missing, because they've already got the price convenience on their side, all they're missing is premier games, because that's all PlayStation is selling, is we've got the premium games. As soon as Xbox is doing that as well, then what reason is there to get, other than obviously your PlayStation fan like myself?
Quickly, the S is just available. Like you can get it, you can order it on Prime today and get it delivered tomorrow. So
I did see that. Yeah, I don't want the S. I want the S.
I'd go for the S. I just realised this morning, spoke about it last week. The offer that Game was doing, it actually ended on the 14th, which is tomorrow, and I haven't gone and done it, and I'm like, do I go down after this and do it and go get an S? I think you should. If I do it though, I just won't play it. I don't play the Xbox One now, so it's just gonna be another Xbox I don't play.
But is there any reason to play it? And I think today, as we're recording once again, audience, they should be showing you why you should be buying an Xbox Series X. Like this is what this is. No PlayStation. They've got nothing. This is their moment. And I feel like we keep saying that. Like every Xbox conference, like this is their moment to show why to buy one.
They're going to do it, but
are they going to?
I just don't know. It's
down to them. It's down to them.
This is the thing. This is why I wanted to try and get hold of an Xbox before E3, because I generally do think they're gonna show some really good games. It's going to be even harder to get hold of one, but you can't get hold of one anyway. So pointless.
Like if they show all the Bethesda games, maybe they do make a choice. Maybe they do make them exclusive. Maybe they just go all out. Like, let's do it. Let's not just show Starfield today, but let's show the next Elder Scrolls. Let's show what the next Fable is. Let's show the next Gears of War. Let's show the next Forza, Halo, Perfect Dark. Like they've got so many. And then what is Obsidian working on next? I think they're working on like a game that looked to be like Skyrim. Was it Awoken or whatever it's called?
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? They've got a lot of games that they can show with like, wow, this is like really good. And then their third party partnership, like obviously I predicted that Battlefield will be on Game Pass, and they can show things like that. Like, oh, we're bringing this big game over to Game Pass, this big game over to Game Pass. And it's like, wow, Xbox has got premium games and just on Game Pass. So they can absolutely do it, and we'll see. Obviously, as people are listening to this, obviously they know the truth.
What time is it in the UK? What time is it shown?
6, I want to say.
Okay.
Is it 6? Or it might be 5. It's weird because when they're converting, they do like GMT, but obviously we're in British summertime at the moment. I think it's 6, I want to say, UK time. So,
yeah,
but,
sweet.
Yeah. So where do you see it going? Do you see Xbox, Brad, eclipsing Sony's lead at the moment, or you think Sony's going to run away with it again?
I think it's just a base. People buy consoles to play games, and if there's more more good exclusive big games on Xbox, and especially when you say with Game Pass tied in, people jump over because. I jumped from Xbox. I was just an Xbox gamer to PlayStation when they was doing all that DRM, and like the Xbox One was kind of more like a multimedia device, not gaming. And I was just kind of like TV. Not interested. And then PlayStation done theirs, and they just kind of like this is a PS4, and they just knocked it out of the park, and everyone was like, "Well, PlayStation."
Yeah.
So I can see him doing it, especially as PlayStation. They're just kind of they said we believe like. It keeps coming up, but we believe in generations, and it's like, well, it doesn't seem like you do, because now you're developing games on the PS4 and then just upscaling them for the PS5. Yep. What is that? And I've said it before. I said it last week. I say it now again. What was the point of getting the PS5? Demon Souls remake, Ratchet and Clank. I know we're talking about that later on. Fair enough.
Yep.
And Returnal, but the big games, Horizon, God of War. We was thinking, they're definitely going to be on PS. They're definitely going to be PS5 only, but they're not. So
sure.
I don't know. Yeah.
I totally agree with you, but at the same time, I was thinking back and I was thinking, how did the PS4 launch? And are we being harsh on Sony with the launch of the PS5? Is this launch a lot nicer or better than the PS4 launch? Because I got my PS4 February, like the year after it got released. And all I remember having was I had FIFA, I think Infamous came out. And then I was just playing free games like Warframe and stuff like that. I had nothing really to play until like year kind of 2. Where I feel like we've got this vast library of stuff to play. I know a lot of it is just upgrades, but this transition I feel like is a lot nicer, and I don't regret getting my PS5. Like, although it feels like more of a PS4 Pro.
Yeah, no, I don't regret getting it, especially I got it at a time when I had more disposable income, and I'm glad I got it. But I don't know. I want to play God of War. I don't want to play the New Horizon. I want him to play it built for the PS5. Yeah, you know what I mean. I want him to be. Yeah,
I want all that power they've got. I want every single part of it used to make PS5, my gaming experience better, because that's why I spent the money buying a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, we'll build it on a PS4 and we'll upscale it for you. So, all right, thanks.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Obviously, as a PlayStation 5 owner like you guys, obviously I want the best possible games. That's why we bought it. So I guess the only thing is, I guess, just being a little bit patient, and I guess eventually they will come. Like, they have to be eventually.
But let's say like the games start coming out they stop doing this in 2022. That'd be like, it all depends when in 2022. It could potentially be a year and a half or 2 years since the console's been out that they stop. Because when God of War is coming out next year, obviously we know that. Yeah. Is it going to come out mid? We don't know when, like the first quarter, second quarter.
I think it depends on the Horizon properly.
Yeah, it could potentially
Horizon
be
makes it this
2
year.
years since the release. That's mad.
Yeah.
That's mad that 2 years into a PlayStation 5's life, you're still bringing out these games on, on a PS4. Like, and I know they did it with, I think the PlayStation 3 was out, and then they released God of War 2 on the PS2. I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that.
So
that was weird, that was.
Yeah, they got like form for doing it, but yeah, I don't know. I just you get there's going to be a transitional period, but is it too? Are they just too long? Yeah, it's some of their like, I don't know. You can see that they could lose the lead because some of their decisions lately have just been a bit wonky. I think just.
Yeah, well, I think the reason why they got the lead is what you just said: games, premium games, the better games. And if they're not pushing their games to the maximum and justifying spending £70, and then you got games on Game Pass that are on cross-gen, which we was always like, well, we believe in generations. Xbox are putting it on Xbox One on Game Pass. Okay, it's a lot cheaper, but we're making the premium games over here. But they're always like, well, you're not, because you're putting it on PS4 also, and I've still got to spend £70. And it's like, all right, PlayStation fans, they've got me, but the general audience of millions of people that buy consoles, if you've got to make a choice of where do I go, Xbox or PlayStation, before it was kind of like, let's go PlayStation. But now I think it's a lot more of a, maybe I should go over an Xbox, because what I've got to do is pay the subscription and I'm getting
all these games,
titles almost as good, or if not, maybe just as good in some cases. So that they've got a problem, because they were selling themselves on premium, and if they're not making premium, then you're opening the door for your competitors to come in. And if I was Xbox, they've got to go swinging. Like I said, they should be showing everything today. Go out swinging today. Show everything. Like games that are coming years away. Just show everything. Just like, honestly.
If they come out and if they was like, and we've got Xbox Series X is going to be restocked everywhere, and we've got all these. Then that's it. Yeah, it's just going to be, it's going to be mad. But I don't know. Yeah, hopefully, I don't know. There's not even been like a state of play announced or anything, has there?
No, there's rumors that they're going to do it at the end of this month or July, but
it just kind of, I don't know. Maybe they could be complacent, like, well, we're so far ahead.
Yeah. That's the problem with Sony going into PlayStation 3, because obviously this PlayStation 2 was so successful. I think it's still the number one selling console, I believe. And obviously 360 came in and obviously stole the starlight at the beginning. Like, everybody bought a 360 instead of PS3 because they made it more expensive. It came out a year later, all these things. And it seems like they might be making the same mistakes again, potentially. They just got a little bit, I don't know, arrogant maybe, that they're just, we are the premium product.
Yeah. Back in the 360, that's when he had all the exclusives, all the console exclusives as well. Mass Effect, Bioshock. They was all They eventually come to PlayStation, but there's the big games. There's like big titles. Yeah, you say that the Xbox Live was a lot better than PlayStation. PlayStation Online, just more solid. Yeah, they could. They could lose it. I think.
Yeah. It still is bad, to be fair, isn't it? Probably a lot closer now, but it's still probably better. But interesting.
And I know it's. Sorry, just one more thing. It's like it's good because if they see if Sony see the competition and are like, oh yeah, no, look, they've come out, they're packing heat and they've got all these games and people, we're worried that we're going to lose some of our, some of our audience. I don't think PlayStation think that. I think even if Sony come out and knocks it out of the park, and Microsoft knocks it out of the park, and and all that, because they're buying all these studios. I mean, they bought Bethesda, for God's sake. You know what I mean? They're doing all this. I still think Sony would be like, oh, don't have to worry. Don't, nah, we're still good.
Yeah, they've got the brand, haven't they? It's a bit like, I guess, Apple in many ways. When like Android does something good, it's kind of like, well, we're Apple. Like, why would we ever care about what? Do you know what I mean? They've got that arrogance of that market image of like, we are Sony Studios. So but Xbox can certainly catch them up, and I can see it's certainly happening if Sony don't step up their game or keep on top of it, because although we're saying, all right, games are being held back, they've had really good scores in terms of like overall, like their first couple of games that they have put on PS5, like Ratchet scored in the high 80s, Return scored in the high 80s. I think Demon Souls was in the 90s, so these games that are coming out, Miles Morales, obviously I know that was cross-gen as well, but that was also high 80s. So, they keep hitting, like, that's what's keeping them on top, is just their game scores are just so high every time. So I think only the medium's come out on Xbox so far in January, if I remember rightly, and that scored really poorly. So it's like, all Xbox needs to do is bring out games and good games that review well. Like, hey, they could be the start of something that's really kickstart them, and they need that to be.
It's I don't know, but we'll see.
Absolutely, we will see. Stick it on PlayStation. So Horizon Forbidden West developers, obviously Guerrilla, said that cross-gen was not limited in any way. And they had an interview with GameSpot, and they sat them down, and basically that's what they said. Obviously, this is all PR bullshit, total BS. But what's your thoughts on them coming out and saying this?
Well, it doesn't get.
They're saying it's not limited in any way, being cross-gen.
Again, they're just scared of what happened with Cyberpunk, aren't they? They don't want a repeat of it. They don't want people to not buy it because on day release, because they think it's going to be absolute, unplayable. But
sure,
I think it's a double-edged sword, isn't it? Because that's good for PlayStation players, but again, as a PS5 owner, it's a little bit worrying, because what am I going to get? I'm going to get like better ray tracing, I guess, and load times. But
I'd say it does interfere, because like, if you've got a team, they're like, look, they've got a new game coming out, make it for the PS5. There's your PS5, make it for that. Like, right, sweet.
Done.
And they're like, same team, make it for PS5. But we'll make it for the PS4, and then you've also got to focus on making it look good and nice and pretty for the PS5. It does impact it, and I know I said last year that COVID didn't really affect games because there's all the kind of games that was coming out was kind of tied up anyway, and this year would affect games more. But you got to think, they announced God of War last year and said 2021, and now it's any time between 2020, any time in 2022.
Sure,
it ain't just COVID that's holding it up. Horizon is supposed to be coming out this year. There's only we're 6 months into the year now. They didn't, and I kind of think if it was coming out this year, they'd give a date, at least the holidays 2021. But they didn't. They just kind of they didn't mention the date. And in that tweet that you found, they said, "Oh no, it's still planned to come out this year." But is it?
They say planned a lot.
Yeah,
planned.
Yeah, they said it's on schedule a lot. Yeah. Is it because they want to see? Are they being clever? Are they waiting for E3 to happen? Are they waiting to see when Starfield's coming out? Are they waiting to see if Zelda's coming out? Like, do they not want to be paired up with Zelda again? Whatever. If Zelda's coming out in November, February, it could be in the next that 6 month window. We want to stay away from Zelda because we don't want to be within a couple of weeks of that again. And Nintendo fuck us. Maybe that's why
they did with the console announcements, wasn't it? Last year when we
absolutely
first started the podcast, we was kind of like, I think it got to September, and we was like, they're coming out this year. We know they're coming out this year. When are they telling us when they're actually getting released? And then they was like, well, we're not going before Microsoft. Microsoft's like, well, we're not going before Sony. Yeah, and it's like,
I think that might be what they're doing again.
I hope so. I hope they do come out and say Horizon Forbidden West is coming out on November 2021. It's, you know, and it's good.
Nintendo Switch changes it.
And then it's it's definitely affecting the games. It's, you know, and like Ash said, everyone's cautious now because they can see what happened to Cyberpunk. And, you know, they say that they're doing that. At least it seems that Sony's doing it the right way. They're developing it on the console and then upscaling it to the newer one, even though.
And that's why I think they've said what they've said. And why, if there was like a hypothetical court of truth, like you put them on a lie detector and they said it's not limited in any way, I don't think they would say they were lying, simply because I think they view it as, we've made a PS4 game. This game has been developed and made on the PS4, and upscaling it to PS5 has not limited us in any way. So the cross-gen is from PS4 to PS5, not PS5 to PS4.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I feel like that is their angle of we're telling the truth.
It's a better way of doing it for getting a game which is workable on both consoles, but I don't think it's a better way of making a better game. You know what I mean? It's
like...
It's like where they're going to start with like the haptic triggers and stuff like that. Like, I'll just put a rumble in there somewhere, just so it does something for PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, oh okay,
sure,
I can't see how it doesn't affect, like, even if it's just like a few months, it does affect the you know the developing time. But hey,
but to counteract that, surely like third parties, for example, they have to put games on multiple platforms. So there's so many versions, isn't there? So you've got, like, if you're a third party like Ubisoft, you've got to put a game on PS5, PS4 Pro, PS4, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, Xbox One X, Xbox One, PC, maybe Switch. Do you know what I mean? It's like 6-7 versions. And then there's different modes on PS5, like you've got quality mode, performance mode. So they're used to juggling about 20 different versions of every game. So, I don't know. I'm sure it's not as simple as
games will always stick in my head are like exclusives to that company because they can put all their resources into it. Like you get Halo, or you get Gears of War, it's that console, it's good. Whereas if you look at games across multiple consoles, they do kind of get a little bit lost in the wind, don't they?
Yeah. And that is the problem that we're obviously facing at the moment, and obviously Halo is still going to be on Xbox One, so it is what it is, I suppose. But I just don't get it. I think we said last week we thought we'd be getting PS5 exclusive games from 2021, but it's not happening. So it's a shame. Obviously, I want PS5 exclusive games, but I don't know. I guess just I was talking I don't know.
I was talking to another podcast on Instagram. The main quest.
What's your name?
You didn't tell us this.
It's a good guy. It's a good guy. Good podcast as well. And we were saying about it. Like he said, he done a tweet back in when when the PS5 come out, saying like I can't remember what it was, because it was something along the lines of like PS4 games shouldn't be on PS5, and everyone was like up in arms, giving him shit on Twitter, saying can't say that. And now he's saying, you know, oh no, it's a good thing now. You know, it like another opinion. Oh, it's a good thing that games are still coming out on PS4 because you can still play them, and then everyone's giving shit about that. And it's like, well, there's no winning. You know, there's
people complain about everything.
And I said to him as well, like, realistically, when are we going to get? You know, we're not going. How long is the development time for? Say there's another Horizon, 4 years, if you're lucky. So what, we're going to be getting an actual PS5 game, Horizon game, at the end of its life, basically, like near the end of its life. It just doesn't. And like another God of War. If there's a God of War 3, again, it'd be the same. 6 years. Right at the end of the life cycle. So it doesn't. Yeah, I don't know.
But the only good thing you can take from that is on God of War, the last God of War, I think they pushed the PlayStation to its limits of how good the graphics and that would be. So the only good thing about that is it being that case is if it's the last game to come out on that current console, at least they know what they can do with it. They know how far they can push it. But like you say, it does seem like a bit of a waste that you only get 2 games on a console.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll get another one, maybe. That was the only game that Santa Monica did on PS4, right? Was the God of War? Yeah, it was. Yeah. So I think they had to restart again. I think they was doing another game, and then they scrapped it and restarted again.
Okay.
I think they say that in the documentary. Yeah. Have you guys seen it? I take it you haven't.
Watched it. No.
It's actually really good. It's really good documentary. Yeah. It's make or break for Santa Monica, that game. And that's why it's like that moment when Cory Barlog reads all the reviews and sees that it's got like 92, 93. It's like so emotional because he's literally the studio was going to be shut down if they didn't make it.
Yeah.
And to make like the most successful PlayStation game, it's just like, wow, emotions. Yeah. But no, cool. Sweet. Any more thoughts on Horizon? Go on to story number 3.
No. Just basically, I got PS5. Give me PS5 games. Don't care about
else. Please.
Yes. Agreed. But don't harass people. Right? Don't harass people. Because there's a lot of idiots out there. I'm sure people at Santa Monica get harassed and Gorilla
half the time, I can't be bothered, to talk to people I know, let alone fucking strangers. So,
mate, I'm one of those Englishmen that go to a restaurant, have a terrible meal, and they come over and they go, "Is this all right?" And I go, "Yes, lovely, thank you." Because I just can't be bothered. Can't be bothered to get into it.
Yeah.
I don't leave a tip.
Oh, don't. Yeah, I mean. Battlefield reveal trailer happened this week. So I just want to go into your guys. I take it everybody's seen it. You both seen it? Yeah, that's cool.
Robo Dog.
Looks really, really cool. So 2 parts. I just want to go into our thoughts of the trailer, what we think of the game, and also want to go into the discussion. Sorry. Sounds like Sean Connery. Into the fact that it's full price, which is interesting. So they revealed we're going to get the gameplay reveal later today. Obviously, yesterday for those listening, probably at Xbox conference. But the game is actually multiplayer only. It's a live service game with Game Pass. Yeah. No campaign in it whatsoever. There's 4 game modes. I don't think they've confirmed Battle Royale yet. They've just confirmed Conquest and Breakthrough.
I've got multiplayer modes. I've got it. I'm not sure. I've got I saw that there was 3 modes. You've got All Out War, Hazard Zone, and then there's like thingies in them as well. And then the third will be announced on the EA Play on the 22nd of July. That's what
okay. I thought they were called Conquest and Breakthrough. Okay, maybe I've got it wrong. I thought I got it on their website, but it's fine. Whatever the mode is called. But yeah. A lot of returning game modes, and apparently they've increased the player count from up to 128 players on next gen and PC. So that's all we know so far as a recording. I'm sure we'll find out more later today at the Xbox conference. What's your thoughts on the trailer and then the fact that it's £70 full price?
I think it's full prices for a multiplayer game is a bit of a piss take, and there's still season passes I saw as well when I was looking.
Yeah.
So it's £70 full price game, multiplayer only, season passes. I think it's a joke, and I don't play multiplayer games, so I wouldn't. No. I ain't gonna buy it.
Is this the one of the most stupid? Go on, sorry, Ash, go for it.
Sorry, mate. I play those games for. If I do want to pick them up, it's because I want to play the story. But again, I'm not going to be playing it. I can understand why they're doing it. I mean, multiplayer in shooting games like that is massive, and if you're a big fan of it, it gets enough traction. People will pay whatever. Some people only play those sort of games, so paying £70, and that's the only game you're going to buy in 6-7 months. I suppose it don't mean much.
We've said it before. There's a big group of people that play Call of Duty, FIFA, and maybe Battlefield.
Exactly that.
That's all they play. They don't pay
£70 for them. Yeah, so I'm going to get a year of fun out of this.
They play 3 games, but for it to be full price, and like Call of Duty done that a few years ago, didn't put a single player in, but now they do. So you know what I mean? Like, why did they backtrack on their decision? Because I think they done like a multiplayer and a battle royale, and that was it. And then that was Black Ops 3, wasn't it? Yeah. And now they're kind of now they put story mode in all the games again. So it's
sure.
I think they'd learned from that mistake.
Yeah. And I feel.
Is it me? It looks like Nathan Fillion's on the front. It looks like the soldier on the front looks like Nathan Fillion.
I haven't seen the Soldier. I don't know. Maybe it is. Don't know. Yeah. I'm not sure.
And another thing, when I first saw it, I thought it said Battlefield 2024, and I was like, nah, this ain't. We ain't got this technology in 3 years. What are you talking about? And then I realised it was.
That's what the game's called. Yeah. That's what the game's called.
I was like, okay, yeah, and I got complete. I got 2 decades off.
Yeah, it's probably how long it's probably going to go for. Maybe.
Yeah.
That's actually how much you're going to end up having to pay for it if you want the full game. That was £2,042.
Yeah. All season
maybe. Yeah, no. What I was trying to say was, I feel sorry for DICE because EA completely screwed them over with Battlefront 2 with the microtransactions and the loot boxes, which completely ruined the game. And they completely screwed them over again with this. Yeah. Like, what are they playing at? I know they might look at FIFA and be like, all right, everybody plays Ultimate Team and buys the cards and they still buy the game for full price. But it's almost like a monopoly with FIFA. It hasn't really got any competition. Like Pro Evolution's not really irrelevant anymore, where they are the underdog. The two big competitors in this is Fortnite and Warzone. Like, what are you playing? And they're free. They're free and they make billions and billions and probably the most 2 popular games in gaming. And you want to compete with them and charge £70 to enter it. It's
crazy.
So
it's not gonna,
stupid.
And I don't know who this appeals to. Like, the gameplay looks good. Don't get me wrong, but I ain't gonna pay £70 just to play online. Like you say, you can go play COD, Warzone, free. And especially on Xbox, all the free-to-play games on Xbox, you don't even have to have Xbox Live Gold anymore. You can just play them online. It's I don't know. It's weird.
It's mad. It's madness.
£70 for a game they haven't even had to design a story for, and get voice actors in and all. I'm sure it will have voice acting, but it's not. It's just mad.
I'm pretty sure when they released Call of Duty 3 and it didn't have a campaign, I think it was full price.
But that's Call of Duty though, isn't it?
Yeah, and that was full price when it was 50, not 70 as well. So,
yeah.
Sure.
Is that full price now? I thought it was 60. Is it 70 now?
I think 70 is full price, yeah. I just think it's just so stupid. I don't know. I just don't know what they're thinking of.
But hey, listen guys, it'll be £10 cheaper on last gen consoles, all right?
Nice.
£10 cheaper because you can't use take full advantage of it. You can't have that 28 player count and all that. So that's why, But even then, £10 cheaper. That means it's £60. That's more than what it should be on last gen, and you ain't getting the story mode or anything. No, this
you're on a console which is becoming obsolete, and you're still paying £60 for something which you can't even have a fucking story.
I think it's going to flop.
It's 100% going to flop. How can you go up against Fortnite and Warzone that are both free to play, the same model, battle pass, multiplayer only? Like, if they wanted to make a multiplayer only game, no campaign,
make it free to play,
and be a part of that, fine. Like, I don't really care. I don't really play these games. I don't play these games at all, to be fair. But if they didn't want to do a campaign because a lot of resources and they're looking at what Fortnite and Warzone are doing and making billions, we're like, we want a piece of that. I get it. But make it free to play and be competitive. Like, why? It's so odd.
They've looked at it and they thought, right, we're just going to cut the campaign because we can focus on online. A lot of people like online games. Let's do that. Okay, right. They're free to play. Right, £70. You know what I mean? It's just like,
odd, weird.
The only way this is going to work is if they get some really big YouTubers to fucking hype this up to the max.
I'll do it.
Right. I'm talking about us, all right? That's what I'm talking about. Now, if they do that and they get enough traction in it, people will pick it up. But
sure.
Yeah. You pick it up and then you're like, I've got to buy the fucking packs to get the guns I want. And you're like, I'll drop another. Next thing you know, you're £120 deep into it. And you think, fuck me, this is a lot of money, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's...
Absolutely, man.
If EA offer us a code, like, do you want a code for Batman? I'll be like, no.
I'm not very good, so there's no point.
Yeah. Maybe, obviously, people watching this will obviously know, but...
No one offers a code, to be fair, so it doesn't matter, but, I begged for a code for Mass Effect, and they just kind of come back 2 days after it come out and said, sorry.
Is that what they said? They actually come back?
They did come back, They did come out and say...
okay, that's nice.
We did have
they just got a reply.
Yeah.
It probably will be, maybe it's going to be on Game Pass day one, so people on Xbox don't have to pay for it. Maybe. But then again, there's also another small title coming out this like November time that's got multiplayer called Halo Infinite. You know,
what's that then?
Halo. I don't know if you heard of it. It's a little type of Xbox.
Yeah. The green dude, the green guy.
Yeah,
Chef.
Master Chef. Yeah. Like, it's
flipping those grunts.
That might. I think that's going to be a bit popular. That one. That might overshadow it. It might do. I don't know.
And if there's one game with like, Brad, do you want to play multiplayer? I don't really play multiplayer, but do you want to play multiplayer on Halo or Battlefield? It's going to be Halo all day.
Exactly.
I've got a history.
This is Titanfall 2 all over again. They're sandwiching themselves in a really bad shit sandwich. EA, why are you doing this to yourself? You're punching yourself in the face.
I don't care about it. It's just like, should fault.
I know, but it's just stupid, isn't it? I just don't get it. It's so weird. I don't know. Obviously, for them, if I was a shareholder of EA, I want them to obviously make the most money possible. And it's like, no, this is not. You're not. Yeah. This is so. I don't get the angle of why they're making this decision. It just seems very odd. But there you go. We'll see how it goes. And ain't
get a little robot dog though. I guess so that's something.
Yeah, no, it does look really cool. Like Frostbite Engine and their game look really, really impressive. But it does look cool. It's just, and it's clearly they're doing it because of money. But it's like, how much is Warzone and Fortnite, mate? Like they're breaking records of how much money they're railing in.
Yeah.
There's you can get a slice of the pie. Like there's billions to be made there. So yeah, I don't understand. It's strange. If anybody does know, please write in and tell me because I am baffled by this business decision from EA. Odd. Very odd. Anyway, moving on to highlights of Summer Game Fest, and then we're going to Ubisoft Forward, which, 5 out of 10 conferences. Summer Game Fest was better than I thought it was going to be. I was expecting it to be very, very lackluster, but it was okay. Have you seen any of the announcements from it? Seen anything from this? I'll go through it, but
yeah. What one was this? Sorry,
Summer Game Fest. Yeah,
I saw the Elden Ring one.
Yeah, I'll see a couple. I'll see a couple of them.
Okay, that's cool. So Elden Ring was the strongest, and that's how it ended, which is quite impressive that Jeff Keighley got hold of this. We got a release date, the 21st of January, 2022. We saw gameplay, well, not gameplay, but we saw something like trailer. It looks really cool. I really wish I could play From Software Games. I feel like that's the one kind of like the Souls games are the only games I've never touched. Yeah. And I feel like that in like my, I don't know, library of games that I would like to try. It's up there, but I'm like, I know, I just can't play it. Like,
I was watching it and I was like, wow, that looks like a really good game. I'm going to get this. And then it's like, yes, the Souls. And I was like, oh, no, I'm not going to get it, it turns out. Because there's no point. Because I'm just going to get stuck on like the first boss.
Yeah, I know.
Well, even if you get past the first boss, I've not got a great memory anyway. There's people I work with and I still can't remember their surnames. So there's no point me. I'll get like 4 bosses deep, and this guy will be like, right, you've got to remember all his moves now. And it's probably going to take like 30 times. I just ain't going to be able to do it. And it's going to frustrate me. Yeah. And again, people who can do it, I'll take my hat off to you. They're really, it's really clever. Yeah. It's not for me. But it looks beautiful. Looks like beautiful.
It looks really cool. It's open world as well. For the first time, they're actually not making a really linear game. It's actually a bit more open world. Obviously, you've got a mount you can explore, and their design of like their enemies, like the villains and stuff, and their bosses, they look so cool. Like the dragon and the trolls or whatever they are, the monster things. There, it looks cool. It looks really cool.
There was a thing on. They're saying like they put an easy mode in, and like people are saying no, you shouldn't because these games
absolutely
are
not.
Was before. But then you got people like us who maybe we'd want to play the Souls games, but we don't because the difficulty. Yeah, it's too hard, and maybe we could do it, but we just don't have the time to. Especially me, I don't have the time to replay it over and over again. And they're saying like if they did put an easy mode in, what does it matter?
I think more people would buy it.
Yeah, what does it matter if you want to still play it on like the way it's supposed to be played? You can, and then someone who. Like us, we can play it story. It doesn't. What does it matter? Really,
I don't know this for certain, but I'm pretty sure the reasons why they couldn't be done is not the fact that it can just put an easy mode in. They would have to basically make a new game.
Okay,
is built into each enemy of how they move, the attacks they do. They would have to make a brand new boss fight.
Yeah,
like mechanically. To completely change the game to make it easier. It's like that is the game. It's the game design is why it's difficult rather than it's just, I don't know, more spongy, or you take more hits and your health goes. It's not really that. It's the actual mechanics of why it's difficult. And like I said, you've got to learn the mechanics of each boss to get over it, and they would have to completely redesign it. So it's basically a new game. And
just
that's
put a cheat in it then, just like God mode.
Yeah, just make me invincible.
Yeah, maybe that is the thing. Yeah, just make it story mode. You're invincible. Yeah, I guess that would be the thing. But then it's like just watch someone on Twitch. Just watch a gameplay video.
But if you do that, it disables all trophies, and you get one trophy, and it's called Little Bitch, and then that's it.
That would break my heart.
And it's actually minus. It actually negates some of the other
trophies. Take the platinum away.
It takes some of your game score away.
Yeah, absolutely not touching that. Oh, that's just mean.
Little bitch.
The next game that I've got down here is Death Stranding Director's Cut, coming to PS5. It was kind of an interview with Kojima, and they showed a little cutscene of Norman Reedus' character. I don't know his character or the protagonist in Death Stranding.
Daryl.
Oh
no, that's Walking Dead.
That's The Walking Dead. I don't know what his character. I never played Death Stranding, but it was quite funny. Have you seen it with the box, which was very Metal Gear, clearly a menage to that? So, I don't think there was a date. He just said PS5 extended. Just more Kojima stuff, I suppose. I don't know, whatever. The next one was Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which is basically Borderlands, but they're making it like a medieval version. Which looks quite cool. I'm going to give that a go.
It's like D&D, isn't it? It's like Dungeons and Dragons sort of style. Yeah, that looked pretty good.
Yeah, no, it does look cool. I'm going to probably give it a go.
And they're saying about her changing the story all the way, like halfway through, change the rules and that. And so it's got to be quite, it sounds different.
Yeah. There's another franchise I've never played. I've never played a Borderlands game.
Oh, I've played 1 and 2.
Really okay. Yeah. No. I know I would, because I like looter games. I like those type of games. And they're supposed to be also funny. So.
And they take that to the max, the looting. Especially number 1, every 5 seconds you're picking up a better gun. So that gets a bit tedious, but the story's really good, and the comedy aspect of it is brilliant. Yeah,
no, it's cool. I will give it a go. Evil Dead. I don't know if the game. Did you guys see that?
See that. Yeah, saw that one as well. Yeah,
it looks quite cool. It looks a bit more like like a Left 4 Dead type thing. Bad for Blood. There's a lot of these like PvE kind of co-op multiplayer where you're obviously shooting zombies or enemies or monsters, whatever. So it looks like another one of those. It looks quite cool, very graphic. We also got Jurassic World Evolution 2, which was like, all right, does anybody want this? But okay, cool, I guess. Blood Hunt, which I believe is a battle royale game, which is quite disappointing because the concept seems quite cool. I saw the scene in the trailer. It was like you're playing as a vampire hunting other vampires, like a bit like Blade. And I was like, wow, this looks really cool. Like, why can't we get like a open world game where you're playing as a vampire? This is really cool. And then I found out that it was a free to play multiplayer battle royale mode. And I was like, oh, well, all right. Well, that was just cool trailer. We saw a little bit of Overwatch 2, Back for Blood, a little bit more of that, Tales of Arise as well. So games we already knew about, just another trailer of those. It was okay conference, I suppose. Nothing too exciting. Going on to Ubisoft. I take everybody's seen that as well.
I did. I watched it last night when I was, like I said, on half cut, but I watched it.
Okay. I watched it live. It was okay. I guess we won't go into our bingo predictions this week. We'll have a look. We'll review them all, and we'll see the scores either next week or the week after, once obviously all the conferences have happened.
Brad got a couple, so...
Brad Moore.
Yeah,
he went for some very, very obvious ones that were clearly going to be there, but it's fine. So we got Rainbow Six Extraction. That's where it started with. We got a trailer. We also got a date, September the 16th, 2021. We got a dev deep dive. Like, Ubisoft, stop doing that. I don't know why they get the devs to talk. It slows everything down. Like, just stop doing it. And then we got a little bit of gameplay.
If people want to go and say, I want to have a look at this, it's fine. But don't do it in the actual event because, like you say, it's just boring, So this is some of the 3D texture models we use. So fuck off,
nice.
It's just,
I know, it's just padding, exactly that. Just do something afterwards, like in between.
Bad word, then I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
That's what, mate. You're allowed to say a bad word.
Away from obviously what was shown, we've got a trailer gameplay. Thoughts on the game? Gonna play it?
Rainbow Six?
Very different.
Not played the other one. Won't play this one.
It's very different to the other ones, isn't it? It's obviously
aliens,
not PvP. It's a PvE. You're shooting aliens, squad base. Seems like three people in your team.
Yeah.
But,
I used to like Rainbow Six Vegas. That was good.
Yeah, that was well good. I like the ones which are a bit more realistic.
Yeah, they were really good. And that was totally different. That was basically like you're like a SWAT team and you have to go and rescue like hostages and that. That was
and you had to try and make sure they didn't die. That was really good. But this is a very different angle they're taking with. When I saw the alien, I was like, what the fuck is that? What's going on here?
Yeah.
So very different.
Yeah.
Because it's originally called Quarantine, wasn't it? And then
they changed the name. Yeah. Scary word.
It was Quarantine, then COVID-19, and now they've changed it to Extinction. So,
Pandemic, and now it's Extraction. Yeah. Vaccinated, it's called. It will be the next name.
That's how you defeat them. You get your second jab.
Pfizer,
Pfizer. Out the aliens.
It's called. Even though everyone's getting vaccinated, still can't travel. You know, all political. Can I take my mask off? No. Yeah. I just want to go on holiday. I just want to go on holiday, please.
I want to go on holiday. I really do. I want to go to Florida.
Another odd thing that Ubisoft did, and I was going to mention it last week with the Far Cry conference, and I didn't watch it live, thankfully, but with like the timer where they said we're going to start this conference at this time, there was then a 30-minute timer to that timer.
Yeah,
and it's like, why are you playing?
There's a timer to the timer now.
Yeah, it's like, wow. You do realize people are live reacting to this and they've got everybody viewing, right? Oh, we're going to do this at 5 p.m. Everybody's here. All right, let's start it. Oh, there's now a countdown, a 30-minute countdown. It's like, oh, come on. Why?
I went on to...
Don't do that.
I went onto YouTube this morning and it's like E3 and I was like, oh, what's this? So I clicked on it. It's like, it starts in 38 hours. I was like, okay. I'm not gonna wait. I'll come back later on.
Yeah, I know. At least give us the time of when it starts.
That's
wow. That was very slow. Wow. He was upset about the Far Cry.
He was.
Anyway, the next game that was shown was Rocksmith Plus, which wasn't a game. It was just an app, I guess, and a subscription. It's a beta coming to PC.
Got a bit of fucking beta to play this game, I tell you.
Oh, there he is. No, I've got a friend who plays guitar, and he really enjoyed the first one. I don't know if he actually could play the guitar then. He can play the guitar now. He's really good at it. He's really good at it. So maybe
any of the things.
Yeah, maybe he learned from that. But no, he really enjoyed it. I think it's a good way of getting into guitar. It's really interesting the way when they first done that, it was like actually learning a skill on your console. So I think I've got a lot of time for it. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, no, it's a good idea. Yeah.
I mean, it always made me laugh when I ain't slagging them off. You do you, boo. But when you see people who are like fucking experts on guitars, what's it called?
Guitar Hero.
Guitar Hero. You're like experts on that. And you think, cool, you could have learned to play the actual instrument. Well, how good you are! Like at the amount of time you spent.
In South Park, they beat the final level, and it comes up, you are gay.
And like Randy's trying to teach them to play the real guitar, and they're like, "Why would I want to play that?"
Yeah, why do
that? I want to play this. Yeah.
I think I had a couple of guitars. I think I threw them both in the bin because I was like, I'm never
What'd you do with them afterwards? But no, I think it's a really good idea that you can. You can.
If it's teaching you a practical skill, then it's good.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, it's cool. Misplacing this conference, they were rolled on it too long, but cool for people that were into it and stuff. The next one was Riders Republic. They showed a trailer. We got some gameplay, and it's coming the 2nd of September, 2021. So another game that's pretty close.
Wasn't that a massive flop? The first one.
This is the first one.
This is the first one. Right, okay.
That's it. Steep, didn't they?
Steep, that was a flop.
And then now they've got Riders Republic.
Right, okay.
But that's cool. Like, it looks fun.
It does look good. Free, I think if you played it with some friends, that's what I heard about that Steep. If you had a couple of buddies playing it, it was actually really enjoyable.
It looks quite cool. It does look cool. Like with a wingsuit and the snowboard and like it was a free-to-play game.
Bikes as well I saw on there, so it looks like they've got some different game modes as well.
Yeah, it does look fun. Once again, it probably should be a free-to-play game with a battle pass. You know, I feel like this is how these kind of games are only going to work, but it's not. It's a full-price game. I'm sure it'll appeal to a few people. I can see it being on PlayStation Plus, and I can see it being on Game Pass in 6 months.
Yeah. Because Steep going on PlayStation Plus. It was actually 1 month, and I just didn't even bother downloading it.
I didn't bother adding to my library either because it was just like, I guess I could take up a slot.
Yeah.
An extra number on the number of games I have in my library. That's about it.
Yeah.
Who cares? Anyway, Rainbow Six Siege crossplay update, PC, Luna, and Stadia, because people are playing on those platforms apparently. Like, who on Luna or Stadia wants to play on people on PC? I don't know. There's probably like a 5-second delay and you're dead because it's so competitive. Also, PlayStation, Xbox crossplay, which is cool for people that love that game. Also, it's very popular still. We saw a little bit from Ghost Recon, not Badlands. What's the Breaking Point? Sorry.
Yeah.
Sam Fisher was shown, but I don't think that counts as my. It will come up, but he was shown in a little clip in the thing. Obviously, there's no spoiler.
No.
We then went on to Just Dance 2022, which was quite funny because they said Just Dance is back. It was like, was it gone? Like, we're back with Just Dance 2022. Fine. Still there.
It's another one that Brad chose.
Yeah, no, it's such a FIFA thing. But November the 4th, that comes out. We did see something from Assassin's Creed, but more from Valhalla.
Yeah.
They showed a little bit of Siege of Paris, which is coming this summer, which is odd that they didn't give us a date because we're in summer.
Yeah.
But they're going to support it with more DLCs going into the next year. And they're also updating it with like one-handed swords. But I think you mentioned like a few months ago, Ash.
I can't believe you couldn't have one-handed swords.
Yeah, that's what people was a little bit up in arms. I don't know why, because the enemies had them, but you just couldn't pick them up. And I think maybe it wasn't very Viking, but yeah. I'll tell you what, that is the one game where buying a season pass like I did, I think I paid 70 quid for that game. It's well worth it because I mean. They just keep giving you it, don't they? Keep giving you stuff. So
yeah. I like the model that they're not like yearly anymore, Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
And that they are every 2 years or every 3 years. Yeah. And you get a lot better game. I have re-downloaded it because I feel like I just want to finish it now. And with the DLCs coming out, I want to do the Siege of Paris. I want to do the Paris thing. So I've re-downloaded it and I will give it a go. The next one we saw was Far Cry 6. We saw a new trailer. Quite cool, like a story trailer and stuff. We also saw some post-launch content. I think it's called Blood Dragon with all the villains from the previous games and stuff.
That's a really good DLC. The original Blood Dragon was a really good DLC. Don't know if you ever played that.
I've never played it. No.
Yeah, it's like a 80s movie, like like when everything was really corny, like that.
Yeah.
Neon.
Yeah, Neon, yeah.
And Michael Biehn done the voice, the guy from Aliens and Terminator.
Yeah, no, it's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Anybody looking forward to Far Cry 6 anymore? So I know obviously we spoke about it quite a bit last episode, but
I think
I'm one of those people that they probably keeps the franchise alive. I'll always buy it. Because it is a game, even if it ain't taking itself seriously like I'm hoping it was going to do. It's still a good game just to sit back and enjoy it and play.
Yeah,
They know their market and they just keep doing it. So.
Yeah, I think the main writer, because I watched a little bit of the E3 yesterday and the after stuff, and they actually did an interview with I think he's like the story lead, and he said he's got like a history in political history. So, and obviously he was going into all the politics in Cuba and obviously dictators and obviously communism and all things like that that's happened there, which is quite interesting for Ubisoft to take. So clearly there is going to be some politics and some obviously serious themes in there, but it's also at the same time obviously Far Cry, so it's going to be silly like kill 20 alligators to get a new wallet or whatever, the same gameplay. So you know what you're going to get with Far Cry, so here's what it is. The next one, which is supposed to be a big surprise, but I believe it got leaked unfortunately for them, was Mario Rabbids 2 Sparks of Hope, which seems to be going into space with like Mario Galaxy stuff with the lunar stars and things like that. And we only saw it's going to be 2022. We saw a little bit of gameplay. We got a trailer, a really long dev talk. Which
the trailer I watched it's like audio descripted, so it must have been for people with like vision impairments. Okay. I was watching it and then someone talking over the top of it, and I was like, what's
where did you see that? IGN or?
I just when they had like a compilation of all the trailers on YouTube.
Oh.
Of the Ubisoft Forward, and I watched it on that, and all the others were like didn't have audio description. And then this one did, and I was like, "That's odd."
Oh, would you have AD on? Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but I've not played the first one. I've heard that it was really good. I think when it first came out, people was kind of like, "What is this?
Why have they done this?
Crap? Yeah, it looks rubbish." Yeah. But when people played it, they was like, "Oh, actually, this is quite good."
Yeah, yeah. If you like Fire Emblem or XCOM, that like grid-placed strategy type combat, that's what it is. It seems like this is a little bit more open. Like it's not so much squares like Fire Emblem. It looks like it's more like, I don't know, areas where you can move around in. Yeah. But no.
Yeah, I don't think I'll play it, to be honest.
And Mario's got 2 gats now. He's like,
I know, dual wielding, isn't he? Yeah, that's so cool.
He ain't messing about.
Cool. Yeah, no, it's quite cool that Nintendo let in Ubisoft touch Mario, their sacred Mario. It's, they wouldn't ever let anybody touch it or be in anything else other than them. But it's cool. It's going to appeal to a lot of people, and I reckon it's going to be on the Switch Pro, because at the end when they showed the little date of 2022, it was a black screen. They didn't show any licensing at the bottom. No Nintendo Switch, none of the stuff. I'm sure is it Wednesday or Tuesday? I think it's Wednesday, Nintendo's conference. I think we'll get the Switch Pro.
Yeah.
And it will be shown again, and that is coming out day and date with the Switch Pro in 2022. Yeah. So, to round it off, they ended it with Avatar, which is Massive Entertainment's game. It's called Frontiers of Pandora. It's coming in 2022, next gen only. We've got a cool trailer. We're discussing it obviously just before we were recording of like, is it a little bit too late for Avatar? Does anybody care about this franchise anymore? It's taken almost like too long to get the sequels and the movies, and now we're getting a game. I'm sure Ubisoft have had this for quite a while. Like, I remember them. I was like trying to look up what Ubisoft were working on, and I think it was when I was looking up about the Star Wars game of Massive Entertainment, and someone did like an article saying, "Oh, they've already made an Avatar game." I was like, "Have they?" But it has never been released, and so clearly, obviously, Massive Entertainment need to move on to do the Star Wars game. So they're like, well, we need to release this. Like, the movies are taking too long. Whether the movie comes in 2022 or not, this game is. So
I think it's it's gone back up to being the highest grossing film. It overtook Avengers again, like a couple of months ago.
Did it really? Okay, interesting.
Yeah, so it's the highest grossing film ever. I think they re-released it in China, and I think it. Got a boost.
It's not even in 4K.
It's not. People love cosplay, and people cosplay as everything, but you never see people like cosplay as people from Avatar. They just don't.
Because they're fucking massive, mate. Yeah, but it just goes on stilts.
There's a lot. That's a commitment, isn't it? The blue.
We don't have to. You could just as an. I think they're called Navi. A Navi, yeah. Or something. But I just don't.
Smurf. It's just a lot easier, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just like. It's a good film, but you know.
It was all right, wasn't it? I feel like it was. I feel like the novelty of like 3D. Do you remember like when 3D in cinemas came back? It was like, oh my god, I'm watching this movie. Bloody hell, control them.
It's one of those things that just doesn't seem to die. Like like when I went to Disney World in Florida, they put billions of dollars into building a whole land in Animal Kingdom of Avatar, and it's amazing. It really is. Pandora. It's amazing.
Yeah,
but it's a weird thing to keep bringing back.
How many movies has he wrote? Is it like 4? We're getting like 4 of them?
I think there's another 3 coming out.
Yeah, so it's going to be like 4. Yeah. It's just
people just don't want to let it die, and I get it. But when you boil this story down, it's very basic, isn't it? It's like humans are bad. No, actually, the blue people are bad because they're just bad, and they've got this resource what we want. Oh, wait a minute, the blue people are good, the humans are bad. It's very basic.
It's an alien invasion movie where we're the aliens.
Yeah. And I don't want to.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't think I will play this game because it's just going to be sad, and it's just going to be like, oh look, there's a lovely family. Look, oh, they're all happy. Oh look, big robot. Everyone's dead. We killed them. And it's like, I know. I get this. This happens on this planet. This happens over. I don't want to see this. I don't want to be part of this.
I'm not sure if I'm going to play or not. I need to see gameplay. First of all, it's next gen only, which is quite cool. Yeah. And Snowdrop engine, I believe, is their engine. It always looks really good. Like Division always looked great, and their trailers always looked really good. So I'm always a little bit skeptical of Ubisoft's trailers because I remember like Watch Dogs looked really good and like the cross gen, and I remember like the first Division trailer. Do you remember that first Division trailer? Like the snow and stuff. It was like, wow,
it's amazing. Yeah.
Oh my god, and the game never looked anything like that. So it looks amazing, but it's like, all right, let's see gameplay. Let's see what this game actually is. Is it open world? Apparently so. So
if you can jump off like a mountain, like they showed on the trailer, and jump straight onto your bird thing, that'd be cool. But it's gonna have to be some
connect your
stuff going
tail,
on, isn't there?
like,
yeah, exactly that.
Is it going to be like little touch? Is it going to be some triggers, rumble fingers when you feel your little the connection?
you know.
Oh, wow. It's not going to be suitable for children. Yeah.
Plug your jack in.
What's Brad looking at? Brad's looking at Avatar. Avatar ladies.
He's watching the movie.
Yeah, I'm just watching.
He's watching the film.
Yeah.
Get back to us later on.
Just wait 2 secs. I'll be back.
He's got to go fight his dogs. He's got to go fight his dogs. This is what he does. No, but it's like I say, it's a weird concept, but it could work. It could be like the next big thing, that game.
It could be. What do you reckon it's going to be? Do you reckon it's going to be like a?
I think you're going to get to play as both sides. I think there's going to be like a dual story. You're going to play as a Marine and you're going to play as an RV.
Okay.
And because I think that'd be the best way of doing it, because you ain't going to want to just play as a Marine and you ain't going to just want to play as an RV, because you've got like the cool animals you can ride, like the rhino thing and the birds. But then you've also got the cat. Yeah. You've also got like the big mech thing. I want to ride that, and you've got the drop ship. So I think it makes sense if you play as both. Maybe you get a view from both sides, and you play as an RV and it's all happy, and then you play as Marine, then you're like, right, these are terrible people, and then in the end you come together.
Yeah, maybe it'll be like the Last of Us 2. You get to play the first half really good, and then the second half's really bad.
Yeah, that's maybe it worked for Last of Us 2, so maybe they do that.
Is it going to be multiplayer or single player, do you reckon?
I reckon single player. I think they'd be silly to make a multiplayer. I think they're just.
I reckon it's going to be some sort of PvP, PvE thing.
Do you reckon? I hope not. Yeah. I hope it's just going to be not a
online
good story.
Service game.
I hope it's just going to be a good story.
There was a bit in the trailer where it kind of showed like a first-person perspective. So.
Oh, I don't think it'd be first person. That would be a bit strange.
Jumping off a mountain, jumping on your bird, plugging yourself in. That'd be shit.
Definitely don't want to be the first person. I think it should be third. And just because it's massive entertainment that making it, and they make multiplayer games like Division. Obviously, we imagine Star Wars game is going to be also a bit of multiplayer. So yeah, we'll see. It could be multiplayer, co-op, or more co-op. I guess not multiplayer. Co-op is what I'm thinking, like PvE kind of things. People like those types of games. I quite like PvE games.
What you got to do is you've got to play as like a couple of Na'vi, and all these humans are coming in just trying to completely destroy your world. Just like you've got this lovely little town, you've got kids running around, you've got to keep running around the borders trying to get them away while they come and try and murder all your kids. That'd be heavy, wouldn't it?
That would be very heavy. That would be very heavy.
Well, they're trying to what was they trying to they were trying to mine unobtainium. Oh, come on,
I can't even remember the story.
I say it's a shit film, but I know a lot about it.
You do. Yeah. You wrote all the wiki pages, didn't you?
Yeah.
Fan pages.
I do. I said no one cosplays as a Navi. I do.
Brad does. Yeah.
A fat look like a blueberry, just like fat Navi.
He's like the bird out of Willy Wonka when she gets turned into a blueberry.
How funny. Anyway, that's it for the news this week. Should we go on to the main show?
Yeah.
Ratchet Clank review discussion. I know you guys have got some questions to ask.
Yeah.
But
I've got a question. Why are you such a prat?
Got him.
You beat me. I have no answers for that. I'm just
done him, mate.
Mate, who knew? I've been playing the game. I've beaten the game. I have platinumed the game.
Fucking hell.
Right, hold on. Either this is either very short or you haven't slept, and I'm worried that it's just going to be very short for a game which has 2 universes in it. I thought it'd be quite long.
I think it's taken me 15 hours when I looked at my clock.
That's a joke, and you've platinumed it.
I plan to do it in 15 hours.
This game needs to fuck off. That's ridiculous. Yes. I don't care how good
I've listened to a few reviews.
The story is.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
That's short. Yeah, it's quite short. Although I have kind of burnt through it really quick, to be fair.
15 hours, apparently.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I was listening to a few reviews when it first came out, and a lot of people said it took them 15-ish hours just to beat the campaign. So I've planned it in that time. So either they were slow or I was very quick, or I knew I wanted to platinum it. And I, a bit like with me and Brad spoken about before, where I planned, like I looked at the trophy list, I was collecting and doing these things from the get-go. And there was one missable trophy and I missed it. And I had to do New Game Plus to go back through. And thankfully it was right at the beginning of the game. And I had to, so I would have got it quicker. I had to replay the beginning bit again on New Game Plus, but yeah, no, it's very, very good. It's fantastic. It's it met expectations. I love the game. As you can tell, I completely breezed through it. When you get that bug where you just want to keep playing the game.
Yeah.
And I started playing it Friday morning, and I've worked from home that day. And I just, every opportunity I got to have a little break, I picked up the game and started playing it, and I played it quite late into Friday night, and to the point where when you play the game for so long, we're like, oh, I feel a little bit like I've got a bit of a headache.
Yeah.
I need to stop. Like the game beat me. That's how long I was playing it for. It was like, I don't know, 11-ish, half 11. I was like, wow, I need to stop. I need to go to bed. Like my eyes have turned square. So I stopped, restarted again Saturday, and beat it, planned it, and here we are. So I'm trying to stay away from the questions.
Yeah, I was going to say, you've answered one of the questions, which was the length of the game. So I'll start from the top. And I've got here is it a good story, and do you have to play the others to play this one? Because I've never played really any of the others, so
I haven't.
Nor have I. I've played the first one, and I played the 2016 remake almost, which is not canon apparently. That's on like a different timeline.
Right. Okay.
The remake one was in the movie. This is a follow-up to Into the Nexus, which was 2013 PS3 game. This is just a follow-up to that. So it's in the canon timeline. I've never played any of the PS3 games. So Into the Nexus and Cracking Time, I believe, is the other one. And I think there was some on Vita.
Quest for Booty as well. There's a Quest for Booty.
Yeah, there was a Quest for Booty as well. So, but there's a lot of references to these things. So if you ever play those games, obviously you'll get more out of it.
Yeah.
But I haven't played them. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The story was really good. With Rivet and the timeline and the dimensions and the rifts and stuff, and it was really funny. It was honestly funny. It reminded me of a little bit like when you have like a Pixar movie where there's jokes for kids, there's jokes for adults, and there was multiple moments where characters actually made me laugh. It was actually quite funny and entertainment. It was silly at times. No, the story was really good. I like the characters there. It's all good. It's great.
And what about, does the dimension, like the different dimension jumping, does that play a big role, or is it? Do you think that did you expect more of it? You know, was it kind of like a little bit of a showy, gimmicky thing, or was it integral to the gameplay? It
was, it's definitely part of the gameplay. It's the loading times and the riffs and obviously the tech behind it. I did watch a Digital Foundry video on like the technology and the riffs and stuff. And if you're into all that, I would absolutely recommend watching their video, because they were talking about the cut scenes as well of like so the reasons why this can only be on the PS4. And there's multiple moments which you almost take for like, you wouldn't notice it unless I watched this video, but it's like in a movie where it's like cuts from one scene to another. So 1 minute you're Rivet and you're like playing the game and it's all in engine. And then all of a sudden it just cuts to playing as Ratchet. Right. There's no load screen. It's just instant. And you go back from forth in like some of the missions where you're playing as one character to another character. There's no load screen. And it's just like, instant. Also with the rifts, when you open them, like you open like this tether, you pull it and it opens up the rift, and you can literally stand in the middle, you can look through, you can see this whole open new area inside this like dimension portal, and then you can still see like the open world that you're in. So there's multiple, like they call it pocket dimensions, where you can go through. There's like little like either jumping puzzle and you get like at the end of the jumping puzzle, you get new armor pieces that have stats and stuff that you can collect, or there's I don't know, there's little mini games in these little pocket dimensions, and the loading is just instant. As well as the villain also has the Dimensionator, which is the gun that has caused all the rifts, and there's like the boss fights where they teleport you to different locations. So 1 minute you're doing a boss fight, then you're being teleported, then you're doing some like, you're like on some like, I don't know, jumping puzzle, then you teleports you back, and I don't know. It's a part of the story and the gameplay, and it's really cool with the when you're on the, I don't know what you call it, when you're on the grinding on the rails. it's quite cool. It's quite good. It's good. It's good.
So you'd say, good story and okay. You got a question, Ash?
Yeah. Who is your favourite character? Do you prefer playing as what's the girl called?
Rivet
or Ratchet?
They're identical.
I was going to say, their powers exactly the same.
Yeah. So how it works in terms of the transfer is you have this vendor that you buy all the guns from, and all the guns and the upgrades, everything is just transferred over because you're a counterpart of each other. You're the same character, but from different dimensions. So there's two of you basically. So you have all the same moves, all the same weapons, everything carries over to each other, which I quite like. I guess some people would say it would have been nice for them to be slightly different, but they're identical. It's just there's no difference in how it feels.
I was hoping it'd be a little bit different. I'm gonna lie.
Yeah,
just a little something. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's really fun. It's really fun. It's if you like Ratchet games or you like adventure games, if you like I don't know, it's just fun. It's like one of those games where it's not really difficult. Like you just pick up, you play it, and you're just gonna have a good time. It's got silly over the top weapons. There's like a weapon called the Rhino 8 or something like that, where you have to collect a lot of robots. It's like one of the collectibles, which is a trophy. And you get this gun that opens like a rift, and it just drops something random, like a random thing. So it might be like an asteroid that comes down or a giant dinosaur. I don't know. It's got really silly weapons and over the top tech stuff. And it's really good. It's gorgeous. I played it on Performance RT. So there was 3 graphics mode. So you got quality, performance, and Performance RT. The difference between the 3 was quality, which I think was actually called fidelity, was 4K on 30 frames. Performance was 60 frames, and the graphics went down, I think, to 2K or above 2K. It was more like, I don't know, it was just under 4K. And then you had Performance RT, which was performance with like 60 frames, but with ray tracing as well. And that's what I played most of it on, because I wanted to play with 60 frames. And it did run a little bit lower resolution. It was running more closer to 2K. But the ray tracing is incredible just because of where it's set. There's a lot of glass, a lot of metal, and getting the reflections, like even like the boss, you've seen like the boss, he's got like a glass dome head, and seeing like the glass reflection. Obviously, you've got Clank on your back. He's obviously aluminium, and I don't know, not having those reflections would have been a big loss. Although it looks stunning. I put it into the quality mode for a bit, although I can't play with 30 frames anymore. But when it went up to 4K with all the ray tracing, it was like, wow, this game is just incredible.
Yeah.
The best looking game I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you answered another one of my questions.
Sorry, mate.
That's okay. Load times, is it seamless? Is it just,
there's no load times?
There's no load times.
There's zero load times.
Just it.
Yeah, you literally press play. Like I said, you cut from one person to another, going through rifts. You go, when you choose to go to another planet, they will go up, it will like launch the ship, and you'll be like in like first person almost. And you'll be like, oh, I wonder what, if it's like you're playing as like Ratchet in this planet, you'll be like, oh, I wonder what Ratchet's up to. And it'll be like a cut, like just literally seamless. You'll see the ship, and then all of a sudden you'll see the other ship, and it'll be landing. There is no load times, and then you're jumping out and you're playing.
Okay. And it's parallel dimensions, and is it like so where Rivet is to Ratchet?
Yeah.
And so why is there not a parallel version of Clank?
Yeah, I was going to say that. Does she have a Clank?
Yeah, yes. I don't know if this is obviously spoilers.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, later on in the story, there is an alternative version of Clank.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I won't say any more about who or what is related to the story, because it is interlinked with the story and who
is evil.
Yeah. It's
is Captain Quark in it?
Yes. And he's got an alternative. Every character's got their dimension of alternative dimension version. He's a pirate in the version. It's quite funny. And there's like this French pirate character that's supposed to be like a ladies' man who tries to chat up Rivet. It's quite funny the way it's funny. There's some comedy in the game that there's always been. So yeah, good.
Well, you've answered all the questions I had. I'm going to say one last question. I'm going to ask you, what would you rate it out of 5 Lomaxes? What would you give it?
What, 5 being the highest?
5 being the highest, yeah.
4.5.
4.5 Lomax out of 5. Wow. And you think this is for a PS5 game exclusive? One of the few is this. It's a good. It's a good. A good sign. It's pushing. Do you think it's even pushing the PS5 to its limits, or?
I don't know. That was an interesting thing because I was listening to the Digital Foundry thing, and it's like, okay, you have to choose obviously between quality and performance mode. It's like, but are these modes, like when you add ray tracing, all these, is it pushing the PS5 to its max? Is this the maximum wherever you're going to get? If you want true 4K, you've got to pay on 30 frames. I'm like, is that pushing it? Like, I don't like, is 4K 60 possible? I don't know. Obviously, I know it might be sound really stupid. Maybe you need a really high PC to achieve that, but it's like, is this pushing it? I don't know, because I don't know technically what is the PS5 is capable of. Maybe, I don't know, but it's stunning. Like from what you can see, it's the textures, the amount of characters on screen at once, because obviously the worlds that you're playing in is a lot of like cities, and you've got all the cars going around. You've got all like the, I don't know, NPCs standing around. You've got the villains that you're fighting, and then you can like have like weapons where you're throwing down little like robot machines, and you can like chuck down like, I don't know, like 40 of them. So you've got these 40 things running around. You've got all these. There's a lot going on in screen at once, and it doesn't dip. Like the frame rates are constant. So yeah, it's all I can say is what I can see, and it looks incredible.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah,
cool. There you go, folks. At Reese's review, 4.5 Lomaxes out of 5.
Yeah. I could have.
He's platinumed it already.
I have platinumed it already. Yeah.
What's platinum? What platinum number is that?
15, 16, 15, I think.
15.
Oh,
it's getting. You're catching up.
I know. I need to get that Avengers one. I'm so close. It's so annoying. I only need 2. I don't know why this last one won't pop. Of like collecting these cashy boxes. You got to do like 30 of them.
Cashew nuts.
Yeah, it's like these cashy box, and I must have done the same mission. I looked up like the most easiest way to do it is to find this one mission because there's 2 vaults, and I must have done this mission about 50 times. Just going in straight to the vault because I know where they are now. I've done so many times. I just don't do the mission. I just go straight to the vault, open the box, go to the next vault, open the box, quit, do it again. I must have done that so many times. I still haven't got that trophy.
I've got that problem on Resident Evil. There was a mission where you got like smash all these windows and like in the castle, and I've done it. I think I've done it twice now, and the fucking achievement will not pop. The achievement won't pop. The challenge won't pop, and I'm like, it's not like you could save it beforehand, but it seems to be if it's determined at the beginning of that game, that new game, whether it's going to pop or not.
Yeah.
And it is not, and I don't know if I can be bothered to do it again.
Sure.
So
yeah, I know
it's really annoying when they're bugging. So I'm hoping eventually they're when I turn my PlayStation on, it'll say like, "Oh, update," and then they're fixing that patch. But
yeah, no, absolutely. It's annoying when they're bugged. I think that must be bugged as well. But going back to Ratchet and talking about the trophy list, I think the trophy list was a little bit. Obviously, I got the platinum. I feel like the trophy list was slightly too easy. There was certain things where I was like, okay, you could have added that. You could have added that. It's like, it makes everything like optional. They went to the easy thing. It was like, oh, just try this, but don't complete it almost. Wow, and that's how you got the trophy. There was like this like arena thing where you get to fight waves and waves of enemies. And it was like 5 different modes. It was like a gold cup, but you didn't even need to get the gold cup to get the trophy. All you needed to do was do the first one, complete it. And then there was like one in the gold version where it was like, you got one of the robots to get that gun, like I said, which was a trophy. Other than that, you didn't have to do any of the others. You didn't have to complete it. And I was like, okay, well, that could have been a trophy.
Was there a difficulty one? Was there like complete it on the hardest setting or anything like that?
No, because if there was, Reese would have done it.
No, I wouldn't have. No. Although it was quite easy. Maybe like we'll go back to that conversation where I said I never put games harder than what they were. I played it on normal and then play on easy. But I don't know if it's because I'm quite good at these games, but I hardly died. Like, and the villains were all right. It was like you learnt their patterns. They had like a laser beam in the middle and you like jumped over it. You blasted it with a load of things. And they just, I don't know. I found it quite easy. I probably should have put it up a level.
Sorry, Ard. You know, just
showing off, innit?
Out of all the games that I could have streamed, I should have streamed this one rather than Returnal.
Yeah, to be fair, it would have been more fun. Yeah, people would have been able to see you complete it in a day,
Yeah. I should have streamed this one because I was just breezing through just all of it. Yeah.
Did it make you quite sad though? Because you've platinumed it now. There's really
nothing else to do.
Point to on it. Yeah.
I'm not saying I cried last night to bed, but you know.
I mean, I know you can play games again just for the enjoyment, but I mean, when you've done it all, and it sounds like you've done literally everything on the game, it's done then, isn't it?
I know. Yeah. If I had the disc, I would have thrown it out the window. It's done.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. If you had the disc, you could have maybe traded it in, and you would have got a fair. You know, you would have recouped some of your money because it only came out on Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, I could have, but you know, it's what it is.
You've made your bed. Their money. You've made your discless bed. No lie in it.
Yep. Yeah. You know, well, I've got my shared games with my friend, so you know, you buy some games, I buy some games. Those are the ones that I bought. But yeah, no, it's good. It was fun. Okay. You guys gonna jump in and give it a go, or
I'll jump in when it gets
when it goes on a sale,
or PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
So okay, cool. Fair enough.
Yeah. Fair enough. So yeah, that's is it on to my segment now? Is that the time?
That's the time, mate.
Okay, so it's this day in gaming. So everyone's favourite part of the show where Reese and Ashley are going to try and guess a game that is a game that has got some sort of significance from the past. So right, okay, so you ready?
Thinking hats on.
You guys ready?
Yep.
Released on the 14th of June, 1989.
1989.
14th of June, 1989.
Yeah. I was 2. Okay. As of 2009, had sold 35 million copies.
Is this
Mario or something?
Yeah, I was gonna say this is either Mario or Zelda.
Or Sonic.
Ranked as the fifth best Game Boy game of all time.
Mario Brothers.
It's a puzzle game.
It's a puzzle game. Tetris.
Tetris.
Oh, I actually got there first. Yeah, Tetris. And then the last one was, and I don't think this is the one of Velps, to be honest, created by Alexei Pajitnov. No. So that's the guy who made it. Yeah, this was the because when I think of Tetris, I kind of automatically think of Game Boy because that's what it was. So Tetris Game Boy released in Japan on the 14th of June 1989. So nice. Yeah, that's
Tetris. Never played Tetris.
You never played it?
No, I'm joking. I have.
Yeah, no.
What is Tetris? Tell us though.
I had Tetris on. I think my first 2 games for my Game Boy, like my original brick Game Boy, was Mario and Tetris. It's just So I'm trying to think of.
And games come a long way.
What's the Tetris?
Not like when you look back and it's like.
Yeah, I should have done that. Should have done that as a clue.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually would have got it. You got it.
Yeah, no. There's Tetris.
That's another one. Yeah. That's another one on the board for Ashley Boy.
Reece, you got the last 2 in you, I think.
Can you invest in a chalkboard, Brad, and put it on your wall so the listeners can see it?
I don't even know what the scores are anymore because there was a month where everything just went off rails because you cheated. But
the scores are Ashley's on 4. Well, Ashley's on 5 now. Brad's on 4, and Reece, you're on 3.
I got deducted points, didn't I? Something at one point. I'm pretty sure.
But Brad's not going to be on here every week now, so he's just going to end up losing. So, it's
his fault. His fault. They're trying to have a life.
Yeah. I want a social life. I've got friends and family to see. Come on, grow up.
Grow up, mate.
I know.
Yeah.
Games to play.
Yeah, games to play and talk about, and people to be able to watch on YouTube. Come on, what's better?
That was over to YouTube.
No.
All right.
That was it. Yeah. We could move into what we've been playing. For me, it's the same. Mass Effect 1. I'm probably going to end up finishing that, but at Christmas. So that's good.
Did I beat Mass Effect 2 since we last recorded?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Wow, I feel like a lot's happened since then.
Yeah. So you've been playing Mass Effect 2 and Ratchet then.
Yeah. Well, and. I only played. It sounds like I played a lot, but I only played like an hour of it of Final Fantasy VII Integrate mission that came out on Thursday.
Yeah,
there's only 2 chapters, only DLC. I played the first chapter, which didn't take too long. It was really fun. I love that game.
Yeah, I'm going to go into it. I'm going to go into the remake because it's on the. It was on thingy, wasn't it? Plus a little while ago, so I've got it in my library.
Yeah. Do you get the PS5 upgrade for free with the Plus?
I don't think you do. No.
Or was it just the integrate you didn't get the DLC?
Oh yeah, I know you definitely don't get integrate. I don't think you get the upgrade either, to be honest.
Okay, yeah, you want to see on PS5. It looks incredible. Like, and there's many ways. Although I won't go into spoilers because I know a lot of people are replaying Mass Effect for the first time, like I did with the story of Mass Effect 2. But in many ways, I do wish that BioWare, and I know it's like playing the games, like you're playing 1, 2, and 3, so you almost want them all to come out together. But I do, in many ways, wish it got that treatment of what Final Fantasy got, because you look at what the original Final Fantasy VII looked like in the 90s to what it looks like now on the PS4, PS5. It's like, wow, like the nostalgia has gone. It's incredible what they've done to it.
They didn't need to do that an extent of it, though, did they? They did because it was obviously like a 2D platformer around just little squares. So yeah, they just didn't need to. But like, what did you think? Without spoilers, what did you think of the Mass Effect story? The ending. When are you going to go on to 3?
I thought it was fantastic. It was really good, which is obviously not a new opinion. I really enjoyed it. I preferred the combat, the gameplay. The gameplay and the combat was the main difference of why I enjoyed this one. The story in the first one was already good. It was already solid. I kind of knew it was going to be good. The choices were quite interesting. There's a couple of times where I'm like, oh, which one do I pick? Which is quite cool. But it was more just the level design, not having loads of lifts. I prefer the combat. It's still not perfect. There was multiple moments where I was like, I died out of frustration because I didn't do anything wrong. I was like trying to get cover or I tried to get over you had to like press circle twice. So you had to like cover and then press cover again to do like a vault thing. It's like, how do I get over this certain object? It was a bit weird. There's certain things that are not dated well, where I died. And I was like, oh, that's just annoying. I did cover and you've lifted me up for some reason. Outside that thing, I can't complain. It was really good. I like the cutscenes. It made it a bit more cinematic. I like when you land on a planet, leave a planet. The ship was loads better, having the different floors.
Yeah, the ship.
I worked really hard to try and romance Miranda, which I did. Great scene, worth it. Yeah, no, it was good. It's good, you know.
Yeah.
There's a certain mission at the end. Did you make all the right decisions?
I don't know what the right decisions are, mate. But people died. Some people survived.
Did people die?
Yes.
Oh, you made the wrong decisions then. Yeah. There's
a few people died. There was some good characters that died. I was like, oh, really? I don't want to die.
There's a way you can do it where you don't get anyone killed.
Yeah, live. Yeah.
Oh, well, clearly.
You've got to do it from the beginning, though.
It used to be a trophy.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
A trophy, yeah. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. Lots of people died. I was like,
my first playthrough, I sent someone to the wrong bit, and then I was like, just saw someone like get shot in the head, and he's like one of my favorite characters, and I was like, oh, I didn't want that to happen.
I've done that.
Yeah,
I just completely cocked up because there's like a massive fire battle going on, and I was like, I'll send this person. I was like, why the fuck did I send him? He's like the weakest person ever, and he just got shot to shit. I was like, I should have done that. Or you like need something to do with bionics, and I'm like, yeah, I'll send that person. I'm like, oh no, wait a minute, that person has no bionics whatsoever. So they ended up dying. Yeah.
I one of my favorite characters in Mass Effect 2. I've got a little figure of him packed away somewhere. Legion. What did you think of Legion? Do you think he was cool?
Who was Legion?
I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it. Like he calls Shepard Commander. You don't remember Legion?
It's good. It's good with a sniper rifle.
How can you not remember who Legion is?
The one with the sniper rifle.
Yeah. Like you meet him, you're like, who's that in the distance?
Who's that in the distance? You're like, oh, hang about. He's a bloody bad guy, and you're like, oh, hang about. He's a good guy. He's wearing a bit of your armor.
Yeah.
He's
not played it.
Tali don't like him. She don't like him.
She don't trust him.
All right, I know Tali, but I don't know Legion. Who's Legion?
Shepard Commander. Oh God! Well, I'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah, that's all after. I have no idea who Legion is.
Yeah. No. Well, Google it. Yeah, Google Legion. The best character.
Yeah, no, I did enjoy that game though, and I am going to get it. I'm going to get all of them. I'll just download it. But I've got enough to be getting on with. I want to play that thingy, but I didn't buy it when it was on fucking Game Pass.
Oh, he's a giff.
He just ruined it. Here we are.
Just ruined it.
Here we are. We're going around it, like skirting around it. Yeah. It's just like, this is the person you
maybe we blank that out.
Yeah.
Instead of Reece just sounding straight into the microphone.
Did you not like that? I think he's one of the best.
I just said one word.
Most interesting characters.
Yeah.
I think he's brilliant.
I don't know if he. I don't really remember him. I have to be honest. I don't know if he died in my version. Can he die? Because is he a companion? Is he supposed to be a companion? Yeah. No, I never had him as a companion.
Why? What?
I don't know. I didn't.
We didn't invite him onto your ship. We didn't become part of your crew.
No.
What the fuck?
No.
He's killed him. Because you can kill him, can't you? You can kill him.
Maybe I did. I don't remember him. I don't remember him.
God. Jesus Christ. How have you played this game?
Yeah, I never. That's why I don't know him. I don't think I didn't meet him or I killed him or he didn't. He wasn't part of my crew. He wasn't a part of my crew.
Yeah. Oh, you definitely met him because I saw your trophy list and the trophy was there for it.
Okay, let's talk about it off air. Yeah, that's fine. We're dwelling on about this anyway. Have you guys played anything?
No, I haven't played anything. No, I've had a really busy week this week.
Okay, cool.
Come around to it.
All right, nice. Another person trying to have a social life.
Yeah, later today, guess what? Guess what's happening? Have you heard what's happening?
Xbox?
No, you heard what's happening? No,
Square?
The other thing is happening.
Square?
It's coming home.
Yeah, football. Yeah, I said that. Football.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't think
a football podcast. That's not going to that.
I don't think it is going to come home, but yeah.
No, I don't think it's going to come home, but I'm gonna pretend it's coming.
It's at Wembley though, right?
No, this one's in. I think it's in Croatia.
Oh, okay.
This game, yeah. And the final's in Wembley.
Oh, well, there you go. He's certainly coming home.
When we're not there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to watch the football race?
Well, later today. I don't know what time it is.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Okay. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah. I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, I'll watch it. I will watch it.
Watch your football. Yeah.
And then I'll watch Xbox. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good. Yeah.
Right. Anyway.
Cool.
See you next week.
Yeah, if you can follow us, if you want to follow us and get in touch, you can do it on our social media platforms. Facebook is the Part-Time Players Podcast. Instagram and Twitter, which Twitter is now run by Reece, so you might actually see some posts. That is at PT Players Pod. And our Gmail, if you want to send us an email, your question or get in touch or whatever, is ptplayerspod@gmail.com. You can also watch us over on YouTube, Part-Time Players Pod. Leave the comments on there in the videos. That'd be great. And yeah, just follow us, subscribe on your preferred podcasting platform. It helps us get more exposure. We'd really appreciate it. And most of all, though, thanks for listening.
Very much.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, watching, supporting.
Thanks for sticking. It's a milestone. This one, 50 episodes, and if you've been with us, I would like to know if you've been with us, like we were listening near the beginning or whatever, and this stuck with us.
I don't think we had any listeners at the beginning. I think we just spoke into the void for I wasn't even here. You two spoke into the void.
You were our listener. You were our listener.
Yeah, it was only me. Yeah, me on there.
Yeah, let us know if you've been, how long you've been listening for. It'd be interesting to know. So we can pull some sort of stats, but we can't see I'm
not going to do that.
So yeah,
we could probably do a nice year clips, a highlight reel. Once again, that's going to take me work, and I just don't really want to do that. So. No, we'll leave it there.
I'll get something. I think Nicole, she's quite good at editing videos. She said she'll do one for us. All our best bits. So our
best bits. All right, just going to be pictures of Brad.
Yeah, best bits. Best bits. It's going to be about 30 seconds long. Yeah, and it's just going to be the. It's
going to be the moment when Eddie just pops up and that's it. Done. Yeah.
It's all my things of making me look like a serial killer. All the outlandish things.
Quite easy, mate. Very simple. Doesn't take any editing.
Messing over the tall lady from Resident Evil.
Lady Dimitrescu.
Yeah. So, but thanks everyone, and we'll see you next week, episode 51.
Yes.
Nice.
Thanks.
Cheers. Bye.